Hey guys, it's Katherine. So what is the FISA Court? So in brief, the FISA Court is basically a private court. And why is it a private court? It's a private court because there are courts, there's our normal court system where prosecutors go and ask for warrants, like warrants to make an arrest or warrants to get a wiretap or warrants to, just warrants, to search and seizure and all that sort of thing. But the thing is that in public courts, all that stuff is public record. That's out there in public record. But in the intelligence community, it can't be public record. Like when they're doing intelligence work, it has to be private. And so the FISA Court is basically the court that's made to still keep things legal. You still have to do you still have to go by the laws of this country. You're supposed to still use the laws of this country. But what they did is they established a FISA court, and the intelligence community uses this court, and it's all kept secret and private. And there's like a bunch of judges that serve on this FISA court, and they rotate around, and they weigh and search the evidence. But it's really, really serious. Like if you submit evidence to that FISA court, like those judges take it seriously. And I just get the impression that the judges are pissed. They're pissed that they were given false information, because what happened with this dossier, with the memo, the one that the Clintons paid for and made up and everything, it went through all these channels and everything like this. They just did this like, oh, hand it out to all the news organizations, you won't take it. Well then, okay, we'll toss it here, and let's put it through all these channels so that we get it to the intelligence community, so that they're like, okay, now we can get an investigation going, and then we can do a ton of stuff with it. But they don't tell the FISA court that. When they start doing their investigations, they just go to the FISA court and they go, yeah, we think all this is real. And they start submitting all of it, knowing from the very beginning that it's not real. Like knowing from the beginning that it's not real. They know it's a smear campaign. Like they know from the very top that it's a fake dossier paid for by the Clintons. That's what's really scary, is that they go to the FISA court, and for a year, more than a year, and they're still doing it. They're going to the FISA court, and you can bet, like as they're going through things and submitting things to the FISA court, you can bet those judges are pissed, because they're there to protect the Constitution. They kind of hold it to an even higher standard, because it's the intelligence community, and they're really weighing the national security and the privacy of the American citizen and the privacy of our government. They're really, really having to balance that, and they take it super seriously. And when they find out this was all just a freaking, like, we're pissed that a president won that we didn't want to win, and it's basically like a tantrum. I mean, it's nothing but like, we don't want this guy to win, so let's upend it. Oh, well, he did win. Let's keep going, and let's get him impeached. They're not happy, and they don't like being made fools of. That's not what the fight. Do you know how many millions of dollars have been wasted on this thing? So when you hear FISA court, that's what they're talking about. And yeah, it's just millions of our tax dollars. Like they talk about it on the news, and they say like, we've been banging on about this for a year, but what they don't talk about is that, millions of our tax dollars are being spent on this. Like a prosecution takes forever, and millions, and it's basically a tantrum of, let's make sure he doesn't win. Oh, he won. Okay, let's just get him impeached. And there's nothing to impeach him on. Okay, then let's trick him into getting impeached. And it's just like, it's so funny, because the whole time they were like, are you going to accept the results of the election, Trump? Are you going to accept the results of the election, Trump? But they're not accepting the results of the election. And it is, to me, it is nothing short of a coup. I mean, it's nothing short of a coup. We are in the middle of a coup. We're in the intelligence community is having a coup. Now, let me be very clear about this. I don't believe it's the entire we have 17 intelligence, agencies. it's not the entire thing. It's not the entire thing. It's groups within it. It's like the McCabe's of the thing. There's groups within it that are bought and, you know, well-funded and things like that, because people flock to power. Like if you listen to the culture within the Clinton campaign, you know, the people that were there, they were scared to tell her any negative information because they didn't want to lose the power they had by being closer to her. They said they would do anything they could to stay in her orbit. And so they never said anything negative. And they said that they thought that might have hurt her campaign because they only told her what she wanted to hear, which is, you're doing great, you're doing great, you're doing great. And the only one that would ever tell her, you know, you're not, is her husband. And that says something, you know. And so there are people in the intelligence community who will do that too, who will be like, you know, we want to go where they think there's power. And in my personal estimation, it seems to me from the things that I know that the Clintons really never left power since they left the White House. They've still had that power. They've still been reigning up until now. And only now is that power starting to crumble. And in the meantime, since I have a little bit of time left here, you know, let's just talk about why Russia is just to keep the eye off of China. You know, China's the one that owns, you know, China's the one that profited the most off of NAFTA. China's the one that profited the most. China owns most of, you know, our national debt. I mean, China, just the WTO, look into it. Like, China's the one that, you know, Chinagate in the Clintons, like, China funded all of the funds that went into the Clintons. The majority was China. Then China profited the most. We lost the majority of our wealth to China when they were in office. And then we continued to lose it. And I find it fascinating that they were the big, he talked about China a lot. And there was and suddenly the media was just like, even the New York Times, in that video I shared with you, the New York Times said their job, literally they admitted it on record, their job was to make sure he wasn't elected. You know, they said that in September before the election. That tells you something. That tells you something when, you know, he's a big threat to China, and they just have a lot of our wealth. I mean, they have all of our luxury companies are there. You know, all the luxury things are made there. They just contain all of our wealth. And Trump was going to go after it. It's a perfect way to distract us from the China conversation, looking over there by being like, Russia. Because if you're looking at Russia, you're never going to look at the ties to China. You're never going to look, because they have some burns with Russia. Oh, they have some bad ties with Russia. But definitely never look over the other way. Because, you know, Russia, exact opposite of China. So that's just my 2 cents. And there you go. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Better go to bed. Bye.